What up? It's Jimmy from odds.com. This is a clip from our big NCAA basketball show. Thank you guys so much for your support. Let's have a big Friday. Start the weekend right, full of cash. But an interesting game, and same with the last one on Max's card, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, the ACC Tournament semifinal. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, man, have they been impressive in the second half of the season. 16-8, 11-6 in conference versus number 16 Virginia Cavaliers, 18-6, 13-4 in conference. We're at Greensboro Coliseum in Greensboro, North Carolina. Money coming in on Virginia. Virginia opening up as 2.5-point favorites. That's moved to 4 at some books, although there still are some 3s available. Georgia Tech finished the regular season very strong, winning 6 straight. They carried that right over to the ACC quarters when they defeated Miami. Now, I don't have the score in front of me. I believe it was 70-66. It wasn't a huge victory, but we'll talk about a little bit why that was. And they've also not played in the NCAA tournament in 11 years. Now look like they're on their way. Jose Alvarado, ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Michael DeVoe, 13 points. And Alvarado, 13 as well. DeVoe got 7 assists to go with that. Moses Wright, ACC Player of the Year, averaging 18 points and 8 boards. Sat out 8 minutes of the second half with 4 fouls. Then he picked up his 5th. He left with just 7 points, but no matter. The Yellow Jackets took care of business. Jordan Usher went for 15. This is a strong team. They hit 47.5% from the field, 35.2% from 3, and 73% from the line. Virginia looked in danger of wasting a strong season with a late season 3-game losing streak, but it appears they've turned it around now. Regular season wins over Miami and Louisville, and then defeating Syracuse today in the ACC quarters with a game-winning 3 by Reese Beekman. Beekman was 8 of 31 for 3 this year, 25.8%, and he cashes one. Hauser goes for 21 points. Trey Murphy, 15. Hauser averages 15.8 points, hits 44.4% from 3. Murphy averages 11.1 and hits 44.6% from 3. They play strong defense. They don't turn the ball over. They hit their shots. We talk about them often here. 48.1% from the field, 38.6% from 3, and 81.2% from the stripe. Do you agree with this market movement towards Virginia, Max? How are you betting this game? ACC Tournament semifinal, take it away.
It's hard to deny the number moving. I think that this line should have been around 4.5 for Virginia against Georgia Tech because they really do match up well and do a good job of stopping a lot of the strengths that Georgia Tech has, and that starts with Alvarado and his ability to get to the rim from either side. I think that with Georgia Tech, they got to score 65 plus to beat this Virginia team. They can't be held under 60 and expect to win. I think that with Georgia Tech, they have been a much better second half team. I think that when you look at it, they've been averaging over 40 points per second half, and gives them probably I would say at least more than a bucket advantage, maybe even 2. I think that with Jose Alvarado, he's got to just lead this offense. He's got to drive and he's got to be able to decide whether he's got to pass it off or he's got enough room to get a shot off. Obviously, with him taking that injury to the leg, you are a little worried about if he has an off game tomorrow. But if this Georgia Tech team can take the ball away from Virginia, if they can win with some pressure, then they're definitely going to be in it. When you look at Virginia, they were lucky today to get away from Syracuse and get out of that, because if they had gone to overtime, in my opinion, I think that they lose outright. Obviously, they were playing with heart. I think it was Reese Beekman whose brother was tragically killed, and then he hits that game-winning shot. Don't quote me on that. I think that was the case. But with Virginia, every time I watch them, they just seem to be like a old sex worker under a bridge who's weak, who's loose like a freaking hole in a tire. Okay? I hate to get so drastic and so vulgar about it, Jim, but this Virginia 3-point defense has just been terrible. When I watched Syracuse eat them alive today, it was just sad. And if Georgia Tech can do anything close to that, and let's not freaking bash them too hard because they're a 35% 3-point shooting team themselves. Virginia better have their freaking pants on right and their heads on straight. So I think that with Virginia, though, I have to go back to them. I think that at the end of the day, this is a Virginia team that has a stronger defensive scheme. They do a better job of controlling the defensive glass. They're able to limit their own turnovers and carelessness with the ball because they have the two very strong ball handlers. And if their 3-point shooters in Sam Hauser and Trey Murphy are able to be a little more efficient with their threes, I don't think that they have much problems or as many problems as they did with Syracuse today. So I'm begrudgingly going to take Virginia and go against the number, saying that it should be Georgia Tech.
Very, very interesting. Okay. The market's moving towards Virginia quickly. So FanDuel's already moved it to 4. Bet365 still hanging to 3, but it's at minus 120. Let's see what we can do. And then Circa disappointing us for the first time without these games up. FoxBet doesn't have it up. Can BetMGM come through for us here? Come on, BetMGM. Come through for us here. 4.5. Virginia's moved to. Wow. What a tricky spot, Max.
Well, yeah, because at 4.5, it's like, well, then I start looking at Georgia Tech.
Wow, let's see if Circa's back up. Let's try this again here. Because you have a 3 at minus 120. I know you don't want minus 120s, but that certainly seems... Yeah, no, there. Circa does not have us. Huh. What do you want to do, Max?
I hate to go against my own rules, so I'm not going to. Just give me a 3.5, then, if I can get it.
There isn't one.
Oh, so there's only 3,
3.
4, 4.5.
There's 3, 4, and 4.5 right now at these legal license books.
Okay, so do you have Bet365 open?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to the additionals. Go to the alternative spreads. Let's see the line there.
There you go. Yeah, so you can have... Wow, unbelievable. This is so unbelievable. So they have Virginia minus 3 at minus 120.
Yeah.
But when I go to the additional numbers, and this is a legitimate bet. Like, you can legitimately take this. It's minus 3 and minus 115.
Yeah. Okay. Then give me that, because that's what I'm going to bet, because I can use Bet365.
That's totally legitimate. That's a totally legitimate find right there. So if you go to the main props, they've got it 3.5 at minus 120. Their game spread is minus 3 at minus 120. So they've made a mistake, but that's a legitimate, legal licensed mistake that you can completely take advantage of that would be paid out. It's not one of those mistakes that wouldn't get paid out. So there you go. Wow, good call looking at the alternative lines, Max. Very, very, very smart, very shrewd. Minus 3 at minus 115 available at Bet365. And I clicked on it. You know, I have an account with them. I clicked on it. I can bet that right now. So that's a completely legitimate